Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. It's only me again and welcome to another metal detecting adventure. So today is a really exciting day, and I know I say that every single time, but honestly, today me and Mr Tweed are out in a brand new permission. We've recently got permission to go into a few of these arable fields which are quite close to one of my other permissions where I've had some really interesting finds from. I've wanted to get in these fields for so long, and I'm so glad that the farmer has finally let us come in here. And it's a glorious day today. We had a storm yesterday, so it's quite nice to be out with the sun shining, there's no wind, and it's quite sunny. So these fields are obviously ploughed. They have got stubble in them from the previous crop, but that's not going to be a problem for us. We've got 4 massive fields to do, so we're never going to be able to do them all in one go, but we've tried to pick the best field possible for us to do a start in, and hopefully guys, we do get some good things today. But that leaves me to say thank you all very much for watching. As always, do appreciate the comments, so do keep commenting and let me know what you think of the videos. But of course, if you do like them, then drop me a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, it's completely your choice. Hit that button below to be notified every time I upload a new video. That's the talking out of the way. We're going to get loads of digging done today, and I will see you all on the very first hole. So we haven't been detecting for very long at all. I would say probably about 3 minutes since I put the bag down over there by a tree. Just started walking along the top half of this field. I mean, the field is just massive. It's, you know, so difficult to try and figure out where to actually start in a field that's this big. But I think it's just going to be a case of randomly walking around, just trying to see if we can find any hot spots at all, really. I have had a signal down here, and it was an absolutely glorious signal, and it was probably about 4 to 5 inches down, and it looks to me like it is a copper alloy coin, but what age this coin is I'm not too sure, because there is very little detail on it at all. But it is quite an odd coin because it's got this slightly raised bit here. Now that's either because that's where it was cut, or it could just be the actual original edge of the coin and the rest of the coin is just worn away. But it's quite a thick coin, and it's solid bronze. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's not your standard stereotypical kind of Georgian grot or anything like that. But it is a bit of a shame we don't have any detail on it whatsoever. But certainly going in the finds pouch, this one. So yeah, quite happy with that one for the first find. Let's keep going. What a cool little find I've just got here. Now, I can't obviously be 100% sure, but I think I've just gone and found a little Roman coin. And what makes me say that it's Roman is because of the size of it, the thickness, and its composition of metal. There's not a lot of detail on it, unfortunately. It's quite typical of ploughed fields. You know, these fields have been ploughed for centuries. So anything that's sort of small and quite delicate to a degree is just going to get absolutely battered over time. So I'm kind of expecting that. Anything that comes out that's going to be in good condition is probably going to be quite a nice sort of base metal. But this to me looks like possibly a little bronze follis, but it is kind of like a little bit iffy. This really could be anything, but I'm really going on the size of it. The way that the bust here on the relief is quite high. So there's a very good potential this is a Roman coin, but I really cannot be sure. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a Roman coin? Should I get excited? Actually, I'm kind of getting excited anyway, because we've only been here for 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm actually quite happy with that. Hopefully it is a Roman coin. I'll try and get a good picture and stick it on the video for you so you can get a better look at it. But awesome, what a great start. This to me looks like it's bronze, but I really don't know what it is. At first I thought it was like a piece of an anti-aircraft artillery shell, but I've given it a little clean and I'm not convinced that it is. It's quite an interesting looking thing. It's obviously a rim from something, whether this was once part of a sort of ornamental type bronze item, or whether this was part of maybe like a bronze pot or a beaker. It's a possibility, isn't it? It's a possibility. But yeah, it's a bit of an unknown item, that one. Really nice target though, and quite deep for a ploughed field as well. So it's nice to know that I am hitting a little bit deeper, considering, you know, we've got a few inches of stubble to get through as well. So there we are. There's that one. So it's now about 12 o'clock, midday, and it's been relatively quiet, this field. But what I would say is that every target that I've had has been relatively interesting. And this particular one is of no exception at all, because I actually think I've gone and found another Roman coin. And I'm absolutely sure of it this time because there's quite a lot of detail on this one. Now, what I'm actually trying to figure out is whether or not this coin is silver. Because, of course, if it is silver, then it's likely to be a little Roman denarius. And what makes me think that it is possibly silver is that it came up in the sort of mid to late 70s on the VDI. And catch it in the sun, and you can just see a couple of little silver flecks just popping through. But look at the detail on this coin here. It's just absolutely stunning. The head is just as clear as day. This has to be a little Roman coin for sure, and I'm so happy. Oh, I know I don't look like it, but trust me, I am. I don't find very many Roman coins, and in the part of the country where I live, they are very, very rare. So when you do come across a little Roman site where there's drops of coins, and especially possible silver Roman denariuses like this, it's quite a big deal. So yeah, I'm just absolutely over the moon, and it's only midday as well. So I'm going to be here till like 6 o'clock tonight. So we've got so much time left. And to drop a little bomb as well, I spoke to Mr Tweed on the radio a second ago, and I'm pretty sure he said the word hammered, so we'll catch up with him later and check out that lovely coin as well. But silver denarius, amazing. So this is no Roman silver denarius or anything like that, but just pulled out a really, really nice little leather mount. This has obviously come from a horse strap, and it's one of those kind of petal flower designs. And it's solid bronze, and I have seen these types before, and I'm pretty sure that they date to the very sort of late medieval period, maybe into the sort of Tudor era, something like that. But it's a really nice little find, and the signal was just absolutely booming, you know, up in the 80s. You were going to dig this one every day of the week, but yeah, it's actually quite a nice little find, and I'm certainly happy to find this one. So yeah, a nice little leather mount. Let's push on, see what comes out of this amazing field. So I just had a moment of pure joy where I found something just lying on the top in this ploughed field. And I picked it up and it was half a hammered coin, would you believe? It looks like a cut half as well, because it's just cut sort of so directly through the middle. But unfortunately, it is a little bit broken, not just because it's in half, but because somebody here was a little heavy-handed and tried to unbend it. And unfortunately, I have broken it. And I'm a little bit gutted with that because, okay, you know, I know it's not a collectible coin. I know it's probably not, you know, anything that you would want to sell or is worth loads of money, but I still would have liked this one to be intact and in half. And it looks like, unfortunately, that's not going to be the case today. So do I know what type of hammered coin this is? Not really. It's obviously been lying on the top for so long that it's completely black, although it does have some writing on there. Annoyingly, the writing is very close to where I've broken it. But I reckon I might be able to identify this one, hopefully to get some type of date or something from it. I'm sort of initially thinking, just because of how thin it is, that it's probably going to be Elizabethan, maybe moving forward, something like that. But at this stage, guys, I don't know. It could be any particular age. But it's still half a hammered coin. This field is very quiet. I mean, there's no denying it. We've been detecting for a fair few hours now, and we haven't had loads of finds, but as I said to you before, the things that we have been finding have been pretty good and pretty noteworthy. So it pushes us to sort of carry on and find those really good targets. But there we are. It's half a hammered coin. It's now broken by myself, but I'll still take it home and hopefully get some detail from it and let you guys know what I find. So we are with Mr Tweed, who has been detecting all day today. It's been really hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been surprisingly warm. Yeah, the breeze has kept us a little bit cooler, but when that stopped, it's been baking, isn't it?
Yeah, you can tell it's August because although, you know, when it's cloudy, it's quite cold. As soon as that sun came out, oh, it was hell, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Anyway, come on, what have you had?
So I've
So we know he's found a hammered because I did tell them earlier.
Oh, great.
Because you said on the radio. I've already seen it, by the way, and it is fantastic. It's a really, really nice one, so go for it.
Yeah, so I've had a hammered. I've actually had double silver.
Wow.
Yeah, a really, really nice, what we think is a Elizabeth I groat. Not quite sure of the mint mark, but it's a really good condition. Absolutely chuffed to bits with it. And it was really funny this morning as you were setting up your camera equipment. We were talking about groats, weren't we? And I was saying I've never found a Lizzie groat, and you
Absolutely. Yeah.
You were telling me how to identify them, and when I found that, I you know.
And you can choose to believe that, whether you want to believe that or not. But we did have a conversation prior to detecting in this field, which went, what hammer coins do you like finding? Elizabeths, because there's so many varieties. And I was like, groats are obviously one of the best varieties to find. And you were like, I've never found a groat.
Never ever.
And honestly, about 15 minutes later, I get a call on the radio going, I found an Elizabeth hammered coin. And I went and had a look, and it turned out it was actually a groat. So it's incredible. Yeah, an absolutely lovely, lovely coin. Do send us a nice picture of that one. We can get it on the video for everyone to see.
Yeah, chuffed with that. I've also got a sixpence of, is it 19? I can't remember the date.
1916.
16, there we
yeah.
go.
So a George the 5th. No, that'd be 4th, wouldn't it? George? No, it is the 5th. Yeah, 1916. Silver sixpence, 925 silver. That one. Really nice find. So 2 silvers in one day.
Yep, so I can't really grumble. Nice. And then just lots of odds and ends if I can get them in the sun. So here we've got what I reckon must be some sort of military badge or medal or something. Yeah,
it looks like a medal hanger, something like that would have gone onto a uniform, possibly 100, 150 years old.
Great, it's a
something
shame.
Like
I didn't stick round the corner of the field because I might have found the actual medal that went with it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I found this strange piece of, I'm not quite sure what it is, but possibly copper alloy. It's quite dense. It's got a little bit of patination on it.
Solid bronze with some stripes on. Really nice.
And then found this again, absolutely no clue. At first I thought possibly part of a purse bar or something. I know that's a long shot, but yeah, someone out there I'm sure is going to know exactly what it is, and it's not going to be very exciting, is it?
Oh, I like this. So you showed me this earlier, and it almost resembles some type of little buckle, but we think it's possibly some sort of like little hanger for maybe a drawer or something.
I reckon so. Yeah, it's quite decorative though, isn't it? And it would have been quite a dainty little piece of furniture if that's what it's off.
Yeah, so, it is an odd one. If anyone out there can definitely help us with that, then please let us know, because I think it's quite interesting, and it could be really old. We could be completely going down the wrong path altogether with a drawer handle with that one.
Although this thing, I found 2 of these and I've seen them before. I don't have a clue what they are. I'm pretty sure they're nothing special, but yeah, I'm sure they go through a piece of leather, it's something to do with leather or fabric, I'm sure, and I'm sure they're not very old, but again, we could be wrong.
It's cool.
And then yeah, no, I found this piece of pot, obviously not with the detector, but you notice that it's got a V on it. It's possibly a maker's mark.
Yeah, so it's a really, really interesting piece of pot, this, because for all intents and purposes, I mean, I'm no expert, but it does look a little bit like a Roman pot, possibly the bottom of it. It's not high class Samian ware or anything like that. It's your everyday kind of like use it, throw it away sort of stuff. But really interestingly, in the bottom here, right near the base of this pot, there is a little V carved into it, which is very stereotypical of Roman pottery. They would always put their maker's mark in the bottom of the pot as a way of kind of saying, we made this, and that's where you would get it from. But I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, so that's yeah, one of my only eyes-only finds today, other than a few other bits of pot. But yeah, then just lots of other, see if I can get that in the sunshine, where's the sun? Just a few other buttons, sort of Victorian, Georgian buttons. I'm assuming this is some sort of Georgian grot. Another button, and there's just a piece of plate or...
Awesome. Well, we are well into the afternoon now, and yeah, it's been a hot day, considering yesterday was so stormy, so wet, you know, just a completely different type of day. But I've just gone and pulled out another target, and it's quite interesting. So it's made of bronze, and initially I thought that it was a piece of furniture, because it almost looked like a kind of drawer handle or something like that, but I don't know about this one. It's quite a strange looking thing. Do I think it's old? No, I don't think it's incredibly old, but it is certainly brass stroke bronze, and it's just interesting looking, isn't it? Does anyone recognise what they think this might be? Please leave a comment below. But it's better than finding nothing, and you know, although there are some good things to be found in these fields, there's not a lot in here, so you do have to work pretty hard. And as any of you know that Metal Detects, working in stubble is a workout for sure. You know, I'm going to certainly feel it on my arm tonight, but it's going to be absolutely worth it for the bits that I've pulled out of here. And it's just been an absolutely wonderful day, but we've got a couple hours left. Hopefully we can get some more good bits. Stay tuned, I will keep you posted. Okay, so we are now at the end of another fantastic day's metal detecting. It's about 6:30 now. The sun has just been beaten down on us all day, and obviously we've been digging lots of holes, but there hasn't been that many great targets in this field. However, you know, that doesn't mean to say there's going to be nothing in here at all, and the finds that we found today have obviously proved that there are some good things left in here still to find. Find of the day, I think possibly that Roman coin, but Sam's lovely Elizabeth groat was just phenomenal as well, and just lots of other little interesting bits. So we are definitely excited to get back in here. We're going to do a little bit more research, see if we can find out some of the hot spots to come back to. But yeah, just an absolutely wonderful day, and I do hope you've enjoyed watching it with me. But guys, do remember, if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, then just hit that subscribe button below. And of course, if you want to help me out, help the channel grow, then drop me a thumbs up as well. I'm off home, and I will see each and every one of you on the very next video.